All right, welcome back, guys. How we doing tonight, this evening, this afternoon, this morning, whenever you're watching this? What's up? Today we're going to be reloading some 223 here. Well, I have been reloading some, but there's more to be done. So we're going to add this to the can, and I thought I'd bring you along for a little load and chat action kind of thing. So what's even happening? We're using Shooter's World match rifle, pretty much CFE 223 or accurate 2520, but that's what I have because it's cheaper and it actually works pretty darn good. So we're running Lake City brass, all once fired, range pickup. I mean, it's probably once fired. I had to remount all the primer pockets, so yeah, that was fun. We're all sized and trimmed and all that fun stuff. And using the Unisgenics small rifle primers. And what do we have here? Hard to see, but about 25.5 grains of powder there. And actually, out of a 5-throw average, it's spot on. There's not a single deviation, not even a tenth of powder. So this flows very well through the Dillon here. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I've been keeping the hopper topped off. And everything's been running real smooth. We're about halfway done with next year's lot of ammo. You know, every once in a while, you just need a new ammo can to fill up, you know? You just gotta have some ammo loaded, you know? I hope everyone had a great holiday, a Merry Christmas. I got to go see some family, so that was nice. Well, now it's time to get loading, you know. And yeah, we're on a progressive here, but we're taking our time, making sure we're seating everything, and making sure these primers are being properly seated, giving it about a third or quarter turn, and then seating again just to make sure, so those feel nice. Boom. And you'll also notice no dye here on stage 1, right? It's because my brass is already prepped. I do that all off of the progressive. Because, you know, I never understood why you size it here and then it stretches. You're supposed to trim your rifle brass. So how does that take place between there and then getting powder here? So, you know, me, I never quite understood it. But we are seating and crimping separately over yonder way. And we'll just spot check a few of them here. Plunk in, plunk out. Oh yeah. And you see a very light crimp around the top there, and we're seated right at the bottom of the top of the cannulure. Cannulure. I don't know, man. The description just says with can. So we'll go with that. I think we're seated right at 2.22. Somewhere up in there. Yeah, here we are. Here's the notes. 62 grain full metal jacket, Aguila. Bulk package, got him 1,000 pack. Pretty good deal there, tell you what. Shooter's World match rifle, 25.5 grains. Lake City once fired and mixed. Years and stamps and NATOs and 223 and all that, but they are all Lake City. Unisgenics small rifle primers, lightly crimped. Boom. Double check we got powder. Yeah, buddy. And this is still going at a pretty decent rate. I'm not going to do it all at once, but if I do a couple hundred every night, or a few nights throughout the week, we'll be able to knock out that whole brick of primers, brother. And yeah, it hurts right now using the components, but I'll have enough ammo to last me, all freaking year. I don't shoot this load that much, but it'll be good for friends and family and range day and blasting, and not going to tear up your steel targets. Just good old family fun, I'll tell you what. Yep, see? Primer pockets feel super tight, or these Genix are either oversized or hard, I don't know. But they go bang, and they're pretty reasonably priced, I'll tell you what. So after we're done with this load, we've got to do 55 grainers, and then after that one, we got to do some 300 blackout. Then after we do 300 blackout, we have to do 9mm, and then that should be, nope, then I got to do 38 special and 308. I'm gonna be busy. But we gotta have our stash set aside to go through the year, and then that way we can play around and test other things in the off time, whenever we want to load up this or that. I don't have to worry about, oh man, I gotta load up 200 rounds to take for this week's trip. We'll just have it all ready to go. I say this like I'm a high volume shooter. I'm really not. I don't think I shot a whole lot last year or this year, that wasn't on camera that you guys didn't see. I think if I take 50 rounds to the range, that's a pretty big day. Not getting time for the range as much as previously, but that just means I'm working more, which means my bank account likes that. That's pretty cool stuff, right? No, I'm gonna have to refill my brass here soon, and my powder's actually getting a little bit low. We'll do that here shortly. Just topped off the primers before we started here, and we emptied the old final step catcher there when we were just getting started. But yeah, after this we'll check our powder. We'll top off the old hopper there and get some brass going on. I always make sure to check the powder measure at least every time I refill the primer tube. And it's actually been dead on within, a tenth or two of a 5-throw average for the last 500 rounds, I would say. So that's pretty incredible to me that it hasn't drifted up or down since we started. And that it's just that consistent throw to throw. That's what them ball powders are for, That was the tight pocket there, brother. Got a double checker. See, nothing to worry about. I just suck at reaming. Heh. Whoopsie. At least after I fire through these, I'm not going to have to freaking remount the primer pockets again. And honestly, they're trimmed pretty darn short. So I bet they could go a few firings before trimming again. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's go for the brass refill. I don't like having to fish around in there. But, yeah, we're almost out of our jug here with the LC 100% ready to load. I have to break into my other jug. Okay, so I've been running our powder filled up to here, but after about 150 rounds, time to top her off again. Although this is pretty cool to look at some of these granules of powder here. It's like a little teardrop. That's pretty neat right there, I'll tell you what. Anyways, let's get this powder measure topped off here. Alright, so like I said, we're going to fill up our powder. Always use this nice little funnel you get. You just chop it off at the bottom. Get them in like the 3-pack at the hardware store or Harbor Freight or whatever. Because you don't want to knock your jug, your 8-pounder, you don't want to spill that crap. So be very careful. Still doing good on bullets. Brass is good to go. Let's get back into it. Alrighty, got our powder topped off. Let's check and see what our average weight is going to be like. So we'll set him there real quick because we're going to run this one a few times. But first I have to dump the powder out. That's currently on the measure. Or that's currently on the scale rather. Okay, and then we'll do this one here. When I'll just set it here, dump all 5, and then we'll measure it. Over here to the scale. So as you see here, we're within 3 or 2 or 3/10 of our total charge of 5 charges. So that means we're within a 1/2 tenth or so of our single charge weight. So that's pretty consistent here with the ball powder. Very nice. Okay, cool. We're gonna put him back in here and he's ready to go. Now we will charge our powder and move right along. Probably need to put him up top. I haven't actually shot at steel in a very long time, now that I think about it. But I remember the 62 grain, it goes ting much harder than the 55 grain does, and it's only 7 grains difference. But they're moving pretty similar in speed, and it's almost, I guess, 10% gain in weight. More than that. So that's pretty cool. I never really thought about it. I need to move some glass around and put my Diamondback, my 4-16 on my 223, and then I need to put my 1-6 kind of thing on the Bushmaster, and that would probably be a little more logicable for testing and actual application and purposes and such. So I'm going to do that actually here soon. Because that 1-6 Strike Eagle, that'll be perfect for the Bushmaster inside of like 100 yards. A little 1-6 LPVO action. And it's actually got an illuminated reticle horseshoe thingy. So that is pretty stinking sweet. About to lose some brass there. So yeah, the 450 is going to get the 1 to 6. The 223, we're going to do the 4 to 16. Try and shoot some itty bitty groups. And of course, this will just be for blasting and, you know, dude bro mag dumping and having your friends and such come out with you. And it could be nice just to keep around in the safe for a rainy day sort of situation, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, rainy day, keep it aside for when you need it and all that stuff. Actually, what I'm working on here, we need to rebuild the reserves and then make other stuff to play with after that. Because we can test all the things all day. But if you don't actually have any freaking ammo loaded, then it doesn't do you much good now, does it, to have all those components sitting around. Obviously, some of them are more specialized, some are meant for more bulk applications. Some primers are supposedly better at burning stuff than others. So, you know, that's why we got the Gen X primers and the Shooter's World powder and the free range pickup brass and the bulk packaged full metal jackets that's never really been on the market, but you know, with other testing of that bullet weight, we should be pretty close with this random charge. I'm pretty much dedicated to 500 rounds in. Hope it doesn't shoot like friggin', you know, shotgun pattern or anything. But if we can get, I don't know, friggin' 2 inches, 2-3 inches at 100 yards, we gotta easily be able to do that. I mean, I guess we'll see, right? But I need to find a range with some steel targets, because that stuff's fun, and the one that was out here has been closed since the beginning of the pandemic. The pandemic? Can't say that. Anyways. Yeah, I hope you guys had a good holiday. Hope you didn't get caught out in the snowstorm, either before or after, because I was driving that Friday when it all came down. No, that Thursday night when it all came down, and then Monday morning it was coming down again, and we had to drive back home through it, so that was pretty good. An easy 3.5 to 4 hour trip turned into about 6 or 7, so that wasn't cool. And you know, it's not that the roads were bad, it's that all the other drivers, dang boy, I'll tell you what, man, they don't even know how to, man. But of course it could be like, shit, don't fall, okay. Yeah, anyways, it could be a straight road in the middle of July with no rain, no sun in your eyeballs, no one anywhere, and someone will figure out a way to wreck and cause an accident. So if you throw like 1 inch of snow at them, you're in for a doozy, brother. But we got some good family time, that was nice. Got to see Grandma and some in-laws. And now that I'm like freaking old, I used to be the old guy, you know, I have a little niece and nephew. I'm an uncle now, isn't that crazy? To me it is. I mean, I'm new at this thing. Still new here. Pretty much don't know anything, so you know. I just do what I can do with what I'm given and the situations I'm handed, and that's all we can do, right? Yeah, anyway, it's got my niece freaking keyboard so she can learn to play the piano. Turns out the little 2-year-old likes it more. So we might have a real player of the ivories in the old family here. Gotta start them early though. I haven't showed them how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. We followed right along in the little color book and we put the color-coded stickers on the keys. It was freaking sweet. I was like, doot 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 doot, and then you repeat that like 4 times and the song's over. So that was pretty gnarly. They're like, oh my god, how did you do that? It freaking tells you what to do right here, see? If I can figure it out, this 2-year-old can figure it out. Right? I mean, right? Wow. Come on now. Almost lost the bullet there. You almost fell off. That's unacceptable. About time to empty this old bucket here. Oh shoot. Oh golly. That means it. Stop hitting the buzzer. Stop shaking the camera. That means it's time to refill the primer tube. And okay, I do have one left, but I think this is where we're going to end it here, folks. We're going to call it, it's my bedtime. Anyways, we're going to leave this set up here, refill our primer tubes, and knock some more out here in a bit. So stay tuned for more. Thanks for joining. I know I'm just kind of blabbing on about random whatever, but if you like hanging out, we'll see you in the next one.